So welcome to another edition of the Sigma podcast. Today, I'm with Dioni and Sako from Weezybet. Guys, thank you very much for making time out of your busy schedule to be with us today and to shed a bit more light on what you guys are doing together with Weezybet and what your plans for right now and for the foreseeable future are. So, Dioni, Sako, tell me a little bit about yourselves, your roles within Weezybet and Weezybet in general.
My name is Dioni, I'm the CEO, and this is Sako. He's the COO of Weezybet. Weezybet is a young iGaming brand structured around a very central idea that players need to feel safe, have fun, and get the product they really want. So we're a young team, but we're very intentional. We are focused on very clear communication at all times, player protection, and making sure that players get what they signed up for.
Fantastic. Dioni, thanks for answering that. Now, before we jump into the product talk, right? Tell us a bit more about Weezybet. How did it start? What's the original problem that you guys wanted to solve?
Okay, so Weezybet started, as I said earlier, from the simple idea that there's a lot of iGaming brands there, and what we wanted to do is really provide a platform for players to come from all over the world, feel safe, have clear understanding of what they're going to get, give them the best product possible in terms of games, and making sure that their UX in general, their user experience, is up to their standards. So with that, we got together and we decided that we need to create a brand that really promotes these ideals. So we got together and we launched Weezybet.
Wow, nice. At what point did you realize that this needed to become more than just a good idea?
Delivering a product as simple, yet being able to cater to the client's needs is not an easy thing. Simplicity at scale requires structure, requires people putting in a lot of effort, and requires a lot of attention to detail. And when you put all those things together, the clients obviously see exactly what they want. And that means that you can take it off from the point of an idea to make it into a real project that people will love.
I agree, Dioni. Look, trust in the gaming industry is everything. Let's take a moment of honesty over here, Dioni. Beyond the marketing claims, what does trust actually mean at Weezybet?
Sure. So trust is not something it's not something that comes suddenly one day. It's a result of consistent actions happening over time for the journey of the client, right? So we start from the very simple things we're trying to be very proactive about these things, from simple things like publishing our withdrawal times, making sure that our clients are always catered to in their language with people that they can understand and express themselves without it being difficult, or finding really the games that they're gonna get, that they would like to get without having to make much of an effort. So if you provide a good service and if you deliver on the promises that you give to your client, besides the marketing claims, then you really have something in your hands that people will appreciate.
Yeah, I think what Johnny says is quite right. I mean, you don't judge a book by its cover. It's important to remember that the journey of the client starts when he first registers, and then when he can face how the platform is going to behave, the customer support, the withdrawal time. All this creates the trust with the client, and this is where you earn it or where you lose it. So I think this is really important for us, and it's not only with the client but also with our partners and our affiliate and all those people, to have clear communication so they understand how we work and what we bring to them.
And also it's about how you deliver quality to your clients. So we're always trying to have the latest trends in terms of payments. So payments is a big thing for us because one of the most important journeys for a client is the deposit and the withdrawal. And we're trying to make it as simple as possible for the client, but also with trusted providers so they know they're getting the quality they deserve.
I love everything you guys are saying so far. However, I wanna just ask this. Despite all you've said right now, how does the player actually experience that transparency on a daily basis?
Okay, very good question. So from the moment they sign up with us, they will know what they are in for. We have very clear bonus terms. We have very clear communications, and everything that basically whatever they see on the website, this is what they're going to be delivered. Further than that, you have transparency is key. So the transparency pillar is very big for us. We're publishing everything. We're being very communicative about everything, about all our processes to our clients. And we're only working with providers that we know we can trust and can deliver said value. So, for example, our platform provider, Quantum, has an exceptional technology. They're doing a lot of things. They enable us to do a lot of things that will actually have a good impact on the client. We're working with the latest trends in games with game providers, making sure that the clients can really find their niche and their products that they really love so that they can continue their journey with us. And finally, we make sure that we do what we say, and clients appreciate that.
Fantastic. Guys, responsible gambling is a topic in the industry that seems to take the cherry, right? How do you approach it in a way that's practical and genuine and also player focused?
So, responsible gaming at Weezybet is not just it's not just a promise, or it's not just a regulation. To us, protecting the client and making sure that the client gets exactly what he needs to get without putting himself at risk in any way is very important for us. So besides the fact that we have implemented all the technological tools basically for them to limit themselves, limit how much money they can spend, or take themselves out of any point in time, we are also trying to be proactive about these things. So we have a dedicated team that is checking the player behavior. And if we do feel that something is out of the ordinary, then we will reach out and we will protect the client. Because at the end of the day, this is what extends the player's life cycle. And I think it's something that the whole industry is changing focus actually, and I'm very happy about that.
How do those values actually translate into real features and decisions on the platform?
The gaming industry is being more and more regulated as the time goes by. And that I don't think is necessarily to the detriment of the industry. On the contrary, I think that if you want to stay alive in this industry, which is very competitive, you need to make sure that you protect your clients and you give them the best possible journey. And the best possible journey is definitely not ending with them having heavy losses and not being able to continue, their journey with us. So what is important for us is we're very data driven. We are always trying to understand the player's behavior on an individual level. And when we feel that the tools that we have, which are basically what we need to have from a regulatory standpoint, it's not enough, then we will personally go in and we will intervene at the player level to make sure that we give him the best possible journey.
Fantastic. Actually, now I'm a bit curious about the team behind Weezybet. We often talk about brands, but less about the people behind them, yeah? So can you tell me about the team behind Weezybet?
So the team has been expanding very rapidly lately. We're not a very big team at the moment, but we are very efficient. We have people that are very passionate about what they're doing and they're experts in their field. So, which for us was a very big priority because, as we keep on saying, we wanted to provide the best possible product for our users. So we invested heavily into getting the right people for the job, and it's showing actually.
But why is the team such a key player of trust for your players?
When a company starts its operations, it's important to know that at every step of the way, both for the company, but also for the client, you have people that can basically drive the company in the right direction. So you don't want to have players that are mishandled because of unprofessional behaviors or because of lack of knowledge. But thankfully, this is not what's happening with us. We invested heavily into getting the right people for the job. And that is actually seen in the results that we're getting.
Fantastic. Actually, now I would like to include Sako back to the conversation, because I see you're both power men, right? I mean, I can see it from the way you're talking, the company structure, your values, your absolute drive for responsible gaming to keep this ecosystem as sustainable as possible. But then again, you guys work closely together as CEO and COO. How do you divide the vision and execution in practice?
So basically, Dioni is more about the vision, and I'm taking care of the execution. I think it's important to know that Dioni and we grew up together in Switzerland with a sense of hospitality, kindness, and this is what brings us together to put really a big attention to the details. When you were talking about what we want to offer to our clients, we are always thinking together about the details, what we can upgrade or improve so the player can feel home, and or we can come to him to give him the best offers or the best gameplay, the best,
best experience, actually.
Yes, best experience. Thank you. Correct. So, yeah, I think it's not easy every day, but I think it's a good combination we have together. So it's like we are complementary, if I can say.
Okay. Look, I'm just gonna throw this question out there on a lighter note. Okay, just like any great relationship, any great couple, I'm sure there is some disagreements, right? It's impossible. It is impossible that you guys always agree. So let's say Dioni and Sako sometimes maybe don't agree. How does that actually help the company move faster?
It's not just sometimes, actually. It happens quite often. And to be honest, that is very healthy. Decision-making in a company is not so much about agreement, but it's more about alignment. So the point of the exercise is for everybody to have, to have their own opinion, to have the right arguments for it. And at the end of the day, we will make a decision based on the best argument that are put forward. So that's the first point. The second point is that once you agree that we're going to do something, then you put on the side all the different personal ideas and decisions that you have, and you follow the team. And this is the healthiest way, actually, in my opinion, to run a company.
Fantastic. Guys, I'm going on a bit of a more serious note now. Technology evolves fast in online gaming. Granted. How do you decide which innovations genuinely improve the player experience and which ones are just, let's say, fluff, noise?
So technology is expanding across all industries actually very rapidly lately, and iGaming is one of the industries that this had an impact on. As we said earlier, we're very data-driven as a company. The only way to get to the right decision is making sure that that you test things with your players, you make sure that they get the value that you want them to do. If they do, you can go ahead and roll it out. If you don't, then you need to go back and rework your logic, let's say.
Okay. Can you though give an example of where you could choose simplicity over the hype?
Simplicity over the hype, for sure. So I can think of a couple of examples. One of them would be CRM management. We launched lately a collaboration with Smartico that is basically helping us give all the gamification that we want to the clients, so that we can gamify their journey to make it more enjoyable and less sorry for the expression, but less annoying. Right now, the industry is very used to, sending hundreds of emails and spamming players and sending unwanted messages, where there is clearly a better way to do it, much more intuitive way to do it, and much simpler way to do it. So granted, it takes some more investment and it takes some time that you need to put into it. But if you have the right, let's say, platform provider and you have the right team, then I'm pretty sure you can do it very well.
Okay, so let's look now into 3 to 5 years ahead from now. And by the way, Dioni, Sako, you guys have been absolutely fantastic so far. Thank you for answering all these questions on the spot like this. Super prepared, no stones unturned. So really lovely to have you on this show. But I will close with this one question. Looking 3 to 5 years ahead, right? What kind of impact do you want Weezybet to have in the industry?
So that's a very good question. I will circle back to the beginning of our discussion, where basically we explained that as a company, we're young, but we're very intentional. We are trying to basically give our players the best experience that they can in their own language, in their own understanding, with hyper-localization. It is very important to provide to the clients an experience that they can relate to it. And we wanted, and if you put that together with our life cycle management, which is hyper-personalized, I think we can create an offering that is unparalleled in multiple jurisdictions. So we're looking very quickly to open up new markets. We're very excited about it, and we're very much looking forward to tell you as these things unfold in the near future.
Dioni, Sako, you've been absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much for joining us. And I have no doubt that we're going to be seeing so much more of you guys and Weezybet in the coming future. I wish you all the success.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having us, and looking forward to seeing you again soon.